Hi guys, this is Juno and welcome back to another account improvement video in Summoner's War. Today we are in 2G, 1, 2G? I don't know. And he asked me to make him 3 siege defenses. We are going to do a short review on this account, seeing what he needs to improve on, and then get straight into the siege defense improvement. He specifically requested 2 Nat 5 tower defenses and 1 Nat 4 defense. He currently has 2 that is working really well, although I don't like it too much. It is working well, so I'm not going to touch those. I'm not going to touch their runes. However, everything else will be scrapped. Hey guys, before we start the video, if you guys are interested in getting advice and help from me and other Summoners War players, feel free to join my Discord, where the link is in the descriptions below. Also, if you enjoy my content and want to support me, become a Patreon, where the link for it is also in the descriptions. I want to say I appreciate all the support, and believe me, I really do. Anyways, that was it. Let's get back to the video. So his account, 2000 day account, his highest rank was G2 in pretty much all the PvP content, and he's in the G1 guild. If you look at his units, he does have Illudia, which I think is a fun AO unit, but she's not going to be really shown in my siege defense improvement because I really don't see a team with her. Maybe a siege offense, but not a siege defense at least. If you look at his other box, actually, you can see that he has some more units here. A few things to note is that there are some core units missing for siege defenses. Like, he does not have a Harmonia, and he also has a 5-star unit that I'm gonna use for this improvement. Oh, he's 6-starred it because I made a defense with this unit as well. It looks like he's 6-starred it, so that's great. But yeah, he doesn't have Harmonia. He doesn't have OP LD Nat 4 for a good siege defense. Pretty abundant box, but nothing crazy. Now let's go look at his runes. And that's all we're going to look at before we move on to his improvement. It looks like a lot of runes aren't plus 15 or aren't powered up at all. Ooh, some of these have really high potential. Let's look at speed and go look at swift. 19 slot 1, 19 slot 3. Oh, never mind. Equipped runes, sorry about that. 22 slot 1, 27 slot 3. A 27 slot 4, that's good. 20 on slot 5, a weak one, and a 25 on slot 6. So other than his slot 5, everything looks pretty good for his level, a C2 account. Violent, 21, so that's weak. And then 26, pretty strong there. 25, another good one. Then 21. 27 on slot 5, great. And a 25. Finally, a will. 20 on slot 1. 25, 25, 26, and 21. Weakest definitely the will runes, and then probably the swift runes, and then, well, it looks like the swift and violet runes are pretty much the same. There are just a few slots, 1 or 2 slots in each set that is weaker compared to the other slots. Feel free to farm whichever you want, but I think MB12 is a priority if you want to improve more in PvP. Okay, so we're gonna go straight into siege. So what I want to recommend for people in a G1 or below siege, and you're making a new siege defense, you want to improve your siege defense, is first see your towers. Take a look at your guild towers and see what you guys are stacking. There might be a certain pattern or a certain defense that people are running. So I made him this defense, reason why he's currently running this. So this is the one I'm going to be making. These are not the runes that they're going to be on. I'm going to be taking off a lot of runes here. So that's one. You can see here too, right? There's no real color. This is not a siege defense I'm making, but it is working well, so I'm not touching that. Yeah, there's no real color in this one, so they're not stacking any defenses. Reason why it looks like this. This is another defense that's working really well for this account, so I'm not touching that either. And then yeah, it looks like there's a few Commune Vigorous Gogos, but because his Commune is being used in this defense that's working really well, we're not going to be using that. But if I had to choose a new siege defense, I would first take a look at your towers and try to copy a defense that is working really well, if you have the units. So the ones I'm going to be making are these 3 up here. And the bottom two that's working really well are these two. So if you look at the defense log, you can see that these two have pretty much a great record. So I decided if it's working, then there's no point of me touching it. I mean, I don't know why it's working, but it's working because the top one is a straight up Leo counter. You could just take in Leo and this is done. The bottom one is pretty much outspeed and you win. But I guess in G1, there's still a lot of people with inferior rune quality, or maybe, I don't know, is the Odin on high res or something? Not really, and really slow. It looks like the Wusa is pretty fast, but I don't like Wusa on Swift, and if you bring in a Tiana here, it's just a straight up counter. Okay, but that doesn't matter. Let's work on these three offices and see what kind of builds I gave them. So let's first start with the Nat 4 towers, which is the Skogul, Molly, Trashar, and when I looked at this account a few days back, this Trashar was not a 6-star, but currently it is, and he gave it a pretty nice build actually on Vampire Endure, which is actually fine. I'm going to be giving it a Violent set. I just think Violent on all of these three units are the best. So the first defense will be Skogul, Trashar, and Triana. So first we're going to work on Skogul. It's going to be on Violent Endure, 100 res, slower than this. This entire team is actually going to be pretty damn slow, but it's going to be on a Violent set rather than a double energy set. So I think that makes up for the speed. Okay, so this is Skogul on Violent Endure, 100 res, around the 180 speed mark, and everybody else is going to be around the speed or a little slower. The only three things that I focused on was the HP, the defense, and also the resistance. I think it was HP, resistance, and defense in that order. Now let's work on the Trashar, if that's how you pronounce it. He's also going to be on the Violent set. Some people might not agree since he has this passive that he does not die when his weapon is on the air. Maybe the Violent set is not needed, but I like the Violent set. He could always change it to a Vampire set if he wants to. I think the main healer being Triana. Yeah, let's change it to a Violent set. Okay, so this is Trashar on Violent Energy. Again, 100 resistance, a little slower than the Skogul. I think like 7 speed slower, something like that, not exactly sure, or maybe 8 speed slower, but yeah, high HP, some defense. I think he'll do the job. He's also on Violent, so I'm hoping for more RNG. Finally, we'll work on the Triana, which is going to be on Violent Shield, because we do want a shield set just in case we do get hit by Lucians. Sadly, there isn't much artifacts here that is taking less damage from wind, so he does need to farm more artifacts for that. She's a little fast, but her runes currently are not correct. Currently she's on Swift Energy, and we're going to change that and make it a Violent Shield. Okay, so this is Triana on Violent Shield with pretty high HP, a little slow, right? She's 178 speed, which is between the Trashar and the Skogul. Not the best speed actually. This is 173, so definitely in front of Trashar, but this is 181. So there's an 8 speed difference between the Trashar and the Skogul, and she's right in between that. The best thing is probably making the Triana faster, just in case if the opponent moves and maybe gets a stun or some kind of debuff on any of these two units, she could cleanse that and the other two can move freely. But that will have to come with some grinds, maybe even a gem. If this gets a gem here with speed, and if this gets a better grind, I'm pretty sure that will be pretty easily done. It's just getting that blue gem right here. So one defense is done. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be a very OG defense, but still something that works in G1. It's the Tessarion. One downside of the Tessarion is not skilled up, but I'm pretty sure he will get working on that. Tessarion, Molly, because Molly is obviously OP, and the Tyrannus. Some people think that this defense doesn't work, but in G1 definitely works if it is ruined well. So let's first start with the Molly, which I think is really important. Needs to be really tanky. I hope he has an awesome artifact for it. Okay, so this is the Molly on 230 speed, almost 40k HP, a very good amount of defense. Yes, the resistance is not 100, but because we are going to use him with the Tessarion lead, she technically has 100% resistance. And man oh man, he had an awesome artifact, skill 3 recovery plus 24%. so that is awesome. With some other good damage reduction artifacts on the left side. So I think this is a very good molly, and we were only able to make this kind of molly due to the fact we're using the Tessarion lead, but we are using the Tessarion lead, so we only need 60% resistance. Next, we'll work on the Tessarion, who's also going to be on Violent, but I think it's going to be Violent and Revenge, something like this, but I think higher crit rate. So let's go and change this guy up. This is Tessarion on 209 speed, nothing crazy. He actually looks worse than before, but we do have higher crit rate because we do want him to act like a damage dealer. I'm hoping that the Molly's passive and the heals allows him to survive. Again, another unit that we only gave 59% resistance because with the lead, he will have 100% resistance. Finally, let's go on the Tyrannus, who's going to be on Violent Will because we don't really want him to get reset on the very first turn without a stripper. Also, it's going to be on 100 resistance with the lead. Let's go make that change. And this is Tyrannus on Violent Will, 206 speed, going right after the Tessarion. Got as much crit rate as we can. You see that the resistance is there for it to have 100% resistance with the lead. Accuracy is a little low, but he is more there for a damage dealer. There are some runes that does not have the grinds, so there's definitely room for improvement. Overall, I think the Molly is just way better runed. It's just due to rune quality, and then it goes down slightly. Finally, let's work on the Theo, Riley, Perna. Again, this works due to the great damage it has. I did want to go with a speed offense if we could, like a Sierra, Orion, Perna, but I believe he does not have the Sierra. Just to make that clear, let's check it one more time. Yeah, he does not have the Sierra. I could have went with a Carcano Orion +1, which could still really work, like Carcano Orion Theo. If you want to try that, go for it. The Theo could be replaced with any other damage dealer. I mean, it could be another Nat 4 defense for sure, if you just know what that last +1 would be. But let's work with this. We're going to first work on the Riley, and we do want to get a well-runed Riley because she is extremely useful in PvP in general. So I want him to be able to use this unit in offense as well. This is the Riley on 233 speed, 100 resistance, high HP, high defense, and that's all what we need. Next, let's work on the Perna because we want Perna to move next since she does have a strip with skill 2, and then with the strip, the Theo could follow up with a defense break and maybe a proc and kill. This is how Perna looks right now. I think overall the tankiness is a little low and also the speed is a little slow. This is the Perna now. Speed wise, she didn't get much faster. She's in 213 speed, which is not that bad. Theo will just be slightly slower so he can follow up. The defense is really low, but her base defense is so low that it's not that efficient to get runes with high defense on her. Theo will be on Violent Will as well. Violent Revenge is a good build, but I think it's only a good build if he's pretty tanky, but he's not. And this is the Theo on Violent Will, a little faster, still 10 speed slower than Perna, but I think he'll do the job. He's hitting much harder than before. He's also slightly tankier. I think this team is more of a nuke, seeing that there's so many hard-hitting units. I hope that it could get some wins. It's not going to get as many wins as a fast defense, but if we compare the rune quality to some of these defenses that are here, if you look at this Perna, yeah, this Perna does not even have an artifact. I think I'll definitely put all your defenses up here. So this is definitely better than some of the defenses here. And to be honest, I would stack it here since there's all those Skogels here. So I'll take yours out here. And I'll take the other one without a Skogel out here. Let's take this one out. Put yours in here. So there's a lot of Skogels in this tower. And then we could add that other one here. Oh, here it is, yeah. Dude, that got a lot of wins. So you should definitely look at his tower. Wow, see, even these are getting a lot of wins. I can't see your defense not getting wins. Yours here should definitely get some wins. It's ruined really, really well. Nothing's even close to your rune quality here. Yeah, Vampire here, not 100 res. Almost there. Okay, Raccooni's not that bad too. And another Vampire. So yours is definitely better than this one. Oh my god, this is Vampire, Swift. If these defenses are getting wins, I can't see why your defense wouldn't get wins, because this is by far better runes than all the other defenses here. Now let's look at your Nat 5 towers. Okay, one's already there. That's not the one that I made. Let's switch one out here, because we know that ours is better than some of these here, right? So we could take this out and we could put yours in. I can already tell this is going to do so much better. Again, compare the rune qualities. Yeah, some of these don't even have artifacts. Look at that Riley. Look at your Molly here. It's bounds ahead of the rune quality of your other teammates, your other guildmates. Okay, this one is not bad. Actually, this one's pretty good. Oh, this one's really bad. Okay, this one is actually usable if this is on violent. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. The best thing to do here is ask your guildmates to attack your defense, because you have 5 up here now. 3 that I've touched, 1, 2, and 3. I didn't touch any of the runes on these units because, again, these were doing well. But I believe if your other teammates with lower rune quality are getting wins, your defenses should definitely get wins as well. So that was the entire improvement. What do you guys think? Was this a good improvement? I think overall, putting violent on 100 res on all these units is a big improvement. There's so much RNG, so much turn cycling with the violent procs. Same here, everything on violent, fast, 100 resistance with the lead. The only thing that's not on 100 resistance is this team. Riley's still 100 res because that's a must in most cases. Riley needs to be scaled up, so please work on that. And then Perna and Diomar is just violent kings and queens. They proc so many times, they hit so hard. So I hope with all these RNG factors, your defenses could get a lot of wins. That was it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If there's anything else that you guys like to see in Summoners War, please put a comment below. If you guys don't agree with the improvement, the siege defenses that I've made, please also put a comment below and put what you guys think might have been better, so that the account owner could see it and maybe try and make that change. But that was it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.